Hi, my name's Katie and welcome to my channel. I've got two African cichlid tanks. I've got some Lake Malawi cichlids and some Tanganyika cichlids which I recently set up. One of the reasons that I keep African cichlids is because they are so beautiful and colourful. They're very vibrant fish, especially the Lake Malawi cichlids. They're pretty much the closest thing you could get to nice colourful saltwater fish but in a freshwater aquarium. With the Lake Malawi cichlids, they are sexually dimorphic, so the males are very bright and colourful, the females not so much. They can be very bland and very grey. With the Tanganyika cichlids, you tend to get some pretty bright, beautiful, colourful females. And even with the Lake Malawi cichlids, some of the Mbuna, like this electric yellow one, the females and the males will be quite bright too. Even though there's lots of things that can enhance the colour of your fish, when it comes down to when the females are just not bright fish, even if they're really healthy, they might get a little bit of nice colour, but you're going to probably want to be specialised in the diet that you feed to the fish to get them nice and bright and colourful. Same with some of the Tanganyika cichlids like the Tropheus. I thought I'd make this video and talk to you about some of the foods that I use, especially since I got a new colour food from the Aquamunch range last week when I went to the aquarium auction. If you're new to my channel, I post all about fish and aquarium content. I do vlogs, but I also do informative, helpful videos or just fun videos like this as well. So if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe as well, and you can even hit that little bell to get notified when I upload new videos, which I do mostly every week, sometimes every couple of weeks. I've got a few things to do today. I'll show you the food and we'll talk a little bit about it, and I'm also going to go get some ice cube trays for this new gel food that I got too. With your foods, there's a few different types of ranges that you can go down. There's colour foods that have things that change the sex hormones of the fish. I found it hard to find research on that, but often stigmatised anyway as not being a healthy thing. And then there's also just types of ingredients that you have in the food, like spirulina in particular can make reds on fish really nice and vibrant. And if you're feeding a good quality whole food as well, then that can help too. But we're going to go through all of that so you can get some ideas for what you might want to feed your fish to make them nice and beautiful and colourful. Okay, so this is Absolute Colour. This food I believe is only available in Australia, but you can get some other similar varieties like white crane. This food here is what I have mostly fed these Lake Malawi cichlids to get them to colour up. So this Eureka cichlid here, the one with the red and the blue on its face, is actually a female that is very bright because of the colour food. And then you will also see one of my sulphur-headed cichlids. This one here is also a female, and 100% because she has had eggs and babies before. This is one of her babies grown up. As you can see, they make the females very much like the male. That is a sulphur-crested female, and that is the male variety. So they are very similar. Now, this food says on it no sex hormones specifically, but I was always a little bit skeptical because my fish stopped breeding after I fed it. However, apparently the reason that happens is because the males think that the females are male, so they don't even attempt to breed, not so much because they have physical changes that stop them from breeding. If we have a look at the ingredients, if we can see them, it does say that it's got offcuts from bits of cereal. So the ingredients are not fantastic in something like this. This is a new food that I got just from Aquamunch, or from the auction last week. So this is also a colour food. This is a flake. You'll see that there's ingredients like whole fish meal, Atlantic krill, sweet potato, spinach, spirulina, pumpkin. So we've got all nice whole food ingredients, and that is good for a colour food. This colour food, I'm trying to wean my African cichlids onto it. Whenever you change a food, I don't recommend to do it drastically and suddenly because that can be a little bit stressful for the fish. I'm going to try to give that to them, but in terms of the flake food, I know I've got to clean these tanks today, but I have been feeding it to them. The Leilupi have still been breeding, that's these long slender yellow ones with the flake food, because either way the females and the males are always going to be a bright yellow, so they don't mind. They're not going to start to think that the females are male. The Tropheus, so these guys with the yellow stripes here, they were not showing that much colour whatsoever before I started feeding that flake food, which I started feeding 2 weeks ago. So it certainly makes a difference for ones like that. In terms of feeding a colour food, I never stick to just one food in the diet for the fish, so I always mix it up. That's why I would never just feed my Lake Malawi cichlids off something that is a low quality food. I always mix it in with other things, and even though this flake food is a high quality flake colour food, I still mix it up for these guys because I want to make sure they get even more fibre and more algae based foods in their diet, since some of those fish are very much more herbivore than they are omnivore. I give all of my fish fluval bug bites, so that's a nice spirulina based flake. Then I will also give them New Life Spectrum. I highly recommend New Life Spectrum. It is such a good quality food, and all of my African cichlids, my Lake Malawi ones, I grew up from small fish on it with no issues. I just get all my pellets in a big bag and put them in here because it's just cheaper to buy it in bulk. But the ingredients are very good. Again, whole food ingredients. I think it's like whole Antarctic krill, whole herring, whole wheat flour, algae, beta-carotene, spirulina, garlic. So you want at least the first 2 ingredients to be whole food ingredients when you're choosing a good quality food, so then you can mix that in. So good quality food will also help enhance the color of fish, but then you can mix it in with something that's a lower quality if you want to, for example, like the Absolute Color food. Spirulina is also just a great natural color enhancer for fish as well, and I'm guessing that this is basically how this works, this flake food. They call them like color enhancing vitamins, basically. So not sex hormones, but there are vitamins that are packed into this that are going to, I guess, unnaturally cause the fish to be quite more colorful than what they typically would be. But if anything, like if you are like me and you're buying lots of little tiny Lake Malawi cichlids and you don't know if they're male or female, and you want to grow them up to have an all male tank, so something that's all colorful and minimize the fighting and aggression that breeding can cause, then that can be a great option to color feed them so that they're all looking like male fish, nice and bright and colorful. But of course, if you're wanting to breed your cichlids, then that may not be the right option for you. You might just want to stay away from color enhancing vitamins and stick more to natural color enhancing foods like spirulina, and just giving a good quality diet like your New Life Spectrum foods, and making sure that you keep up with your tank maintenance, keep that ammonia nitrite right on 0, and make sure your nitrates aren't getting too high. So just all those basic kind of fish keeping house maintenance things. But what I am excited to try is got this gel food. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's like a powder, basically, and you mix it with water, and then you put it in the refrigerator to set, and it becomes almost like a jello that the fish can then graze on for about 8 hours. You can leave it in there safely and they'll just pick at it. And because this food here is not cooked food, it actually maintains more of the quality, so more of the nutrients in the food that you get rid of when you cook food and burn it away. Because this is a nice algae based spirulina one, I want to try it on the Tanganyika tank, the ones that need more algae, especially like the tropheus in there, to see if they like it. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to go and we'll get a little mold to make this food, see how the fish like this spirulina based gel food, and then we'll get an automatic feeder to set up as well for while I'm at the pet show. So let's go do that now. And we better get cracking because it's almost 3 o'clock and I've got to go do all of that, and I need to do a water change on both of these tanks today. So wish me luck. It is a beautiful, sunny and very hot day here in Brisbane, and we are just out the front. We got Pet City over here, so let's go in and see if we can find our auto feeder. Alrighty, well, they don't have the dual one that I already have, so I guess we're just gonna have to try a new one. Let's try this Sarah Feeder Plus one instead. Got our auto feeder, and just a side note, this is the scariest toilets I've ever been to. One time I had to go to the toilet, I had to go up there, up those stairs. It was so freaking scary. So it is now about 9:30 at night, and I went to Kmart and got the stuff. We are ready to do a take 2 of making the gel food for these guys. I just gave them a good clean and everything, gave them all a water change, but they have not eaten yet because we are going to feed them some gel food. So I've got us all set up over here. We are going to get it right this time. And we've even got these cute little Christmas molds that we got from Kmart. So I think that's going to be really nice, putting them in there so they've got some cute shapes. And so Nigel saw my video of the auction. First of all, Nigel said that you never add water to powder, you always add powder to water. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then it should be pretty much about this runny. We don't want it to be too thick. He said that he likes to make it about this runny. So this is the axolotl one. There we go. Nice and runny. Okay, so we are all set. First things first, let's boil the kettle. That's a good idea because we need some boiling hot water. 3 scoops, half cup. We'll put it in here, mix it up, make sure it's nice and runny, and then we'll see how many molds we can make with that, and we'll go from there. Let's get this right this time. We just need 1 of these, just half a cup. All right, pop that in. 1, 3. Give it a good whisk. Oh yeah, that's way runnier compared to last time. Have a look at that. We'll do a Christmas tree, and then let's do maybe a Santa hat. Go a little bit hard and jelly-ish already. I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more water. I'm just gonna see, just for fun, if I make it like super, super watery, how it turns out. Okay, so as you can see, the ones that I like put heaps of water in look really nice and smooth and everything, and these are the ones that were not as much water and started to set a bit. So we'll see what the consistency is like, because I kind of like the look of this a lot better. It looks a lot smoother, but better than our first attempt. Pop it in the fridge. So we're just gonna let it sit for about at least 15 minutes, maybe more like an hour, and we'll see how it turns out this time. Much better than last time. Thank you for your tips, Nigel. I think it's gonna work this time. And these hungry little fishies are gonna be all ready to eat. So it's been a little bit over 15 minutes, so let's see how we're going. It is looking pretty good. It just wants to break apart a little bit, so I'm gonna leave it a little bit longer. It is now actually almost 11 o'clock on Thursday night, so a little bit of time has passed, and I'm getting ready to go to Sydney tomorrow for the pet show. So I've packed my bag and everything. Packed, I swear, as much as what I packed for my 3-week trip in America. But it's good to have options. I mean, we've got the space, so I may as well. But I've just set these guys up. So I've got their automatic feeders set up for the weekend. So these guys have their one, and I ended up setting up the one that I got from Pet City. I worked it out, and I will say that this one is quite a bit bigger in terms of how much food it can hold. And also, if you have a look on here, you'll see that it gives you options. So those little red tabs that you can see, I'll just point to them there, and I've got 2 there. That is the amount that you can, of times you can set it to go off. So you can actually set it for like, I think there's 6, I think I'm just missing one. You can get it to go off 6 times throughout the day if you want to, and you can adjust the amount of food that comes out. That is the dual automatic feeder, and that one can go off a maximum 2 times a day. So I made this one like 2 nights ago, I think. I actually ended up just remaking it, so I cheated a little bit because I just wasn't satisfied with how it was. So I remade it following the instructions exactly with the water, and just making sure I was doing it faster, because one of the issues is when I was filming myself, I was lagging because I was filming. So I just made sure that I got the hot water in there straight away, and then it turned out a lot better. So the Christmas trees turned out really well. Santa hats, the end liked to fall off, like a little pom-pom bit. But I just did a pretty thin layer, and I did give it to the trophies. If you've got me on Instagram, my Katie Cichlids account, you would have seen that I fed it to them for the first time the other day, and they ate a whole one of these. I was at work and I was freaking out, thinking like, oh no, I've left the food in there and it's been more than 8 hours, because you're not really meant to leave it in there for more than 8 hours. And I was like, it's probably gonna be like rotting away in there. But I came home and they had eaten it all. So that was good. But what I might do is, because they've already had a little bit of food tonight, let's just put like half of it in, I think. Maybe we'll do let's just do the Santa hat, since that one's looking a bit ugly. We'll put that one in, and Graham just let me know to put them in an airtight container if you're storing them in the fridge, because otherwise they can dry out a little bit. But I reckon let's give our lovely little Aquarium Cichlids a little Santa hat for Christmas. So I should have taken this off first because it's all over my hands. All right guys, are you ready? So the neat thing about this is it just sinks like that. And at first, when I first put it in, they took a little bit of time to understand that it was food, but then once one of them started nibbling on it, they all understood. And then sometimes the bigger fish like pick off bits, and then the little fish eat the tiny bits that float off. Let's see, there we go. And they'll just like kind of hang here and catch in the current. And so this is mainly Spirulina, so it's an algae-based one, and it is the Aquamunch one. So I think the cup actually, or the, what would you call it, container, has Tropheus on it. We'll go see if I can find it and show you. So this is the food. It's the Aquamunch ultra concentrated Spirulina gel that they're eating in here. And look, it's a little Tropheus on here, just like the ones that I've got. So I've been feeding these guys the colour flake as well that I also got from Nigel, and we will be going and doing a store tour. So it's a African cichlid store, mostly African cichlids, or at least a really large range, like over 80 different types of Malawi cichlids there, and I've never been there before. I don't know how that is possible, and that is the store that makes this range of Aquamunch food too. So I met Nigel, the owner, for the first time a couple of weeks ago at an auction that we've got here in Brisbane, which I also did a video on. If you haven't seen it and you'd like to check it out, I'll put a little link in the description. And that is the colour food that I've also been feeding my Tanganyikan cichlids, just to get them to colour up a little bit. Could watch them all day. Very, very cute. I'm in my pajamas right now because I'm heading to my mum and dad's, and then they're going to take me to the airport, and that's where little Layla's going to be staying. It's time to go. Mwah. Get down. She wants to go under the dishwasher. That is not where we're going. Come on. All right, and guess who I'm pretty sure is now in the dishwasher? Layla. Come on. You know. Layla. Hey, it's okay. This is my life. It's time to go. This is why I do things at night time instead of the same day. So then I've got time to deal with all of this type of nonsense from little animals like Layla. All right, we ready? You ready to travel? I'm gonna wrap the video up there and stand very far away because I'm in my pajamas with no makeup on and everything, ready to go to bed. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like. Let me know what you feed your fish in the comments down below. If you've got any recommendations for colour foods or just for good quality foods too, I'd love to hear. Please share them for other people too, so they can see. And who knows, I might get to see some people at the Sydney Pet Show. I don't know when exactly I'll be at the pet show, but I'm going to do some filming so that if you can't go, you can at least see a video of it. Apparently it's meant to be a really good one, so I'm really excited to see it. And don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying my content too, and you can hit that little bell icon if you want to make sure that you get notified when I upload the next videos. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.